Right? So we are going to complete the square in this video, and completing the square is going from standard form to vertex form of a quadratic. Which is to go from standard form to vertex form. And this is very useful, because a lot of times you do actually want the quadratic in vertex form. So, standard form, let's just write that out. We have ax squared plus bx plus c, and vertex form, we have a bracket x minus p squared plus q. So we will now need just a random example. So I've got one here. So what if we had the function of x equals 3x squared plus 6x minus 9? We're going to isolate these first two terms and factor out the a value, or the a value, which is just the number in front of x squared. So we have 3 bracket x squared plus 2x closer bracket minus 9. Now I'm going to take half this number and square it, and then add it and subtract it. So that's kind of the weird step. That is the one step that you kind of have to just memorize. The rest is quite straightforward. So we keep the 2x, but I'm going to take half of 2, which is 1, and I'm going to square it. But because I added something, I have to subtract it as well. So it's kind of like I did nothing. Plus 1 minus 1 is 0. I have the 9 there. So now I'm going to take this one outside of the bracket. If I take it out of the bracket, I have to multiply by this 3. And I have a negative 1 squared times 3, so minus 3. Now, we've done all the parts that are actually difficult. So what we'll do here is I'm going to take the x, I'm going to take that symbol, I'm going to take that number. And that's it. So we've now, and that's just factoring. But because we've completed the square, the numbers work out that way. You don't have to factor it. We are factoring it, but you don't have to go through the method of factoring. So let's try another example. And now this is our vertex form. Sorry, you can write the vertex, or read the vertex right off. Okay, so I'm going to do this a little bit quicker. We're going to group the front, factor out the 2. The sign changes because I took a negative 2 out. Now I want to take half of this number and square it, and then I'm going to subtract half of it, or subtract it, and I'm going to take half the number, square it, but I'm also going to subtract the same value. And I'm not going to expand this square out. I'm going to leave it as 2 squared. I bring the negative 4 out, and when I bring negative 4 out, then that will multiply by the negative 2, and it becomes positive 8. And now we can turn this to a factored form. So we have x, we take that sign, and then we just take that number, 2. And that's why I didn't expand that or multiply it as 2 times 2 to 4, because I just want the 2. And then 8 minus 7 is plus 1. And now we've done another one. And our vertex, again, easily readable, 2, 1.